I'm a spirit channeler and oracle card reader who channels both light and shadow energies in my readings, which means if you're easily triggered, please find yourself another reader. Hey everyone, so you voted loud and clear, and once again you guys really wanted a demon message, so here we are. You have 3 cards to choose from left to right, card 1, 2, and 3. Pause the video if you need some more time to choose your card, and I will see you in your reading. Hello group 1, welcome to your reading. So if you hear white noise in the background, that is my heat. So you got the demon cameo. The card is called the Communicator, and it says you have the ability to communicate your ideas to a large and diverse audience to foster understanding between all parties. Now, your message from this particular demon has to do with your skill of communication, and this skill is rather important. It's not just mundane, although you will do well in a communication field if you're thinking about what career you want to go into. But this is something far more grander that has far more implications than just the mundane world, but of course it's going to help you manifest. So there is something here about the way that something about like your divine skill or your gift, whatever you would want to call it, that revolves around communicating to an obstacle or to a barrier in order to balance the poles and then to dissolve the barrier. It's kind of odd. But basically what this means is that trying to manifest the conventional way for you guys is not going to work. If you find that you have been having luck manifesting the conventional way, by the conventional way I mean like doing positive affirmations and thinking positively and visualizing your desired outcome, and if you find that you've been having lots of success with that, then you picked the wrong pile and you need to go back to the intro and pick again properly. Everyone in this group would, unless you already know this and you're just here for fun, and I'm just confirming what you already figured out years ago, everyone here will be absolutely miserable when it comes to manifestation abilities. It will appear as though you have none, and furthermore it would appear as though the little bit that you do have is a great ability to manifest calamity and endings and tower moments and death moments and things that you just do not want. So you guys are like the epitome of someone who, you know, like when you hear people say, oh, don't think of a pink elephant, don't think of a pink elephant, and then you think of a pink elephant. You guys are the kind of embodiment of that in a way. But that's putting it lightly, like kind of playfully. It's more of some kind of divine gift. I don't know exactly how to explain it, and of course I don't fully understand it, but think of it like a career that you would have here on earth, and then think about it like a soul career. So as above, so below. So if a bunch of us here are all working and we have some kind of career or some kind of skill that we're really good at, some place, some field that we excel in, wouldn't it make sense that we obviously would have some kind of skill and area of expertise that we would excel in on the soul level in the higher realms as well, right? So for you guys, it's communication, and more specifically, it's communication in the negative direction. So you're being advised here to not try to manifest positively, and you're not exactly being told to manifest negatively, but you're being told to pay more attention to the negative outcome, with your first card here being the 10 of Cups reversed next to the Magician. It's like all of your power comes from the life that you do not want, the outcome that you do not want. Like the 10 of Cups is like the grand emotional outcome that everyone would want, and with it being reversed next to the Magician is like your skill set is in alignment with manifesting everything that you don't want. We do have the 2 of Wands next to that, and then the 9 of Swords. So what it's telling me is that, again, there's something here about like paying more attention to what you're trying to avoid. Like if you're trying to avoid something by manifesting something, then you're just going to manifest what you're trying to avoid. Like for example, if you're trying to manifest job A just so you don't have to work job B, then you're most likely going to end up not getting job A, and you're most likely going to end up only getting job B, and you have to work there. So it's like whatever you're afraid of, or whatever is causing you anxiety or stress, or making you depressed, or that sort of stuff, whatever you're trying to avoid by like getting something else, you're going to manifest the thing that you're trying to avoid. So ultimately you want to get to a point where you are not trying to avoid something with your manifestation, and then that would make it much far easier for you to manifest very like straight, in a straight line, instead of this kind of topsy-turvy type of way that you naturally manifest. But most things in life, it's not a pure intention, it's not a pure desire. Most of us, if you actually think about it, you actually take time to meditate on anything that you desire, you'll find that you mainly want it because you don't want something else. And then you guys fall into this group. Like maybe there are some people out there who genuinely are like, oh my God, I would love to have, say, this house or something like that. For you guys, it's not so much I would love to have this house. It's just like, I don't want to live in this kind of house, so I therefore want that kind of house. Like you guys don't really want things for the pure purpose of wanting them. You want things to avoid things that you don't want. So, but there's like a purpose to this. So it's kind of funny. But there are people out there who genuinely have a bunch of pure desires where they're like, I genuinely am in love with this house. For example, if we stick to that example. But for you guys, it's like there are very few things that you're genuinely in love with. And it's not an accident that your mind works this way or that you are like this. It goes kind of hand in hand, or collaborates with this soul gift of yours of being able to dissolve negative aspects of things, or dissolve blockages. So that's why it's like your soul's always kind of gravitating towards dissolving negative ends of a spectrum, and your soul is not really focused on the positive end of that spectrum. It's just a byproduct of dissolving the negative, you know what I mean? So as opposed to other people who would just go directly to the positive and not even pay any attention to the negative end. So all this is saying, if you're trying, all this is basically saying, if you're trying to manifest something positive, you're going to get what you are trying to avoid by manifesting that positive thing. Because like I said, you guys have this kind of essence where you're not really jumping up and down for joy at something positive for the pure love of it. And that doesn't mean it never happens, but it's very rare. Mind you, this is a general reading, so some of you guys might be thinking, oh, that I have like a good amount of things that happen this way. But for the people I'm specifically tuning into in this reading, like that's probably like 10% of any desire that you ever have. 10% of any desire, a group of desires that you have are things that are pure desires, things that you actually genuinely love and genuinely want. And everything else that you desire is you trying to avoid something that you don't want. And like I said, it's in alignment with your soul essence. It's in alignment with your gift. It's like I can't think of an analogy, but it's like someone who is really good at one thing and they have this kind of quirk about them. Okay, let's say a kid who can't sit still in school, so they can't really sit still during, like, say, math class or something like that, and they always want to like get up and twirl around or something like that. And let's just pretend that this kid is an avid dancer. This kid was born to dance. In fact, when they grow up, they're going to be a professional dancer. Well, it makes sense that they kind of have that ADD in math class, that they can't sit down in a chair for like 4 hours at a time. because they are made to dance. So it seems weird and it seems contradictory when everyone else can sit still for the allotted amount of time and pay attention for the most part. But it's not in their interest to sit still. It's in their interest to be agile and to move because their purpose is to dance. So it makes no sense for them to be able to sit still for as long as anyone else. So that's kind of an analogy. So let's see if I'm okay. I just got a card that flew out. Fool in reverse. Okay, let's see. Again, Fool in reverse is about a bunch of like trepidations and fears and stuff like that. So it's like your new prospects are always attracting that sort of stuff. What is this? Cups reverse. Yes, Eight of Cups reverse. You're trying to leave something behind. Knight of Cups. You're trying to leave something behind with the Eight of Cups reverse. And yeah, I know it's difficult to see, but whatever. You're trying to leave. The only thing that pushes you with this Eight of Cups reverse, the only thing that pushes you guys to move anywhere, like to move towards a desire, is you trying to leave something behind. I swear. So yeah, this Knight of Cups is kind of like there's always something attached to this. Like you might feel like, oh, I desire this, but if you really pay attention, you only desire something with that Knight of Cups because it's far enough away from the thing that you're trying to get away from. So to wrap this up, pay close attention to what you're trying to avoid by going after and trying to manifest a certain thing, anything at all. And you're going to find that that thing specifically needs attention, and it actually requires your attention more than the thing that you're trying to manifest, because again, the way your soul signature or gift works is again in the something to do with dissolving blockages, and then the positive end just comes into fruition as a byproduct of the negative end being dissolved. So dissolve the blocks, dissolve the negativity, dissolve what you're trying to move away from. Pay more attention to doing that, to striking that down. So if you have to, go back into your subconscious, because I keep getting the moon card underneath the deck. Here it is again, and you guys heard me, I shuffled again, and the first time I shuffled, the moon card was underneath the deck, and now I shuffled again and the moon card's here again. So it's, it could be about going into your subconscious mind and like finding out what you're holding on to. I kind of split the deck and I got the Four of Pentacles here off camera. And yeah, some of the things might be like from childhood or from like years ago. So like sometimes you guys might be thinking, oh, I want let's say to get a master's degree, and you're thinking, oh, it's because I want to get a good job, because I want to have a financial stability and to be successful. And you might think that, oh, that's like a pure desire, like I just want financial success and to put my talents to good use. But actually, if you were to go, for some of you guys, if you were to go back into your past, like your childhood, your subconscious, you might actually be trying to avoid turning out like your parents, who were underachievers, for some of you guys here. So yeah, so some things, they're going to be obvious, where it's like, oh, I obviously want that apartment because the only other one I qualify for is that one that has roaches. Like some things are very obvious, and other things it's like, oh, you have to actually think back to your childhood self who grew up around your parents, your dad had to work overtime, and your mom was always complaining about her job, and they both were like lower middle class, or like were always trying to make ends meet, and you guys couldn't go on a lot of vacations, and sometimes when you wanted stuff in the store, they're always like, oh, we can't afford that, blah blah blah. And you have to go back into your memory and actually rediscover, oh, actually I want this master's degree so that I don't have an adult life like my parents. Let's see if there's anything final. Let's clear this. Cameo wishes to say. Yeah, I keep getting the High Priestess. This is the second time I've gotten the High Priestess underneath the deck. So, yeah, you guys are definitely intuitive here. Ten of Wands in reverse. Yep. Saying the same thing. Knight of Pentacles next to this here. Page of Cups reverse. Again, it's telling me same thing. Your success, physical success, depends on you kind of overcoming some kind of moodiness. Stop being so moody when it comes to things. Actually, your moodiness is actually pointing you in a direction of where you need to pay attention to. So if you're ever like very moody about like something you're trying to manifest, you're not going to manifest it. You guys do well when you're emotionally balanced. In fact, you actually do the best when you are, you do the best spiritual or like magical work, however you want to describe this Magician card here. You do the best work when you are emotionally balanced. That way you're able to just do what needs to be done, like basically get rid of those negative blockages and such. Yep. So I'm going to leave it at that. Those are your messages. Hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 2. Welcome to your reading. So you got, the demon you got is Murmur, and the card is called the Calm, and your message is, you will have mental clarity in the middle of a crisis or problematic situation. So this is a forewarning, actually. If it hasn't already happened, underneath the deck, I do indeed have the Tower card. Now, don't blame the messenger, but Murmur wants to warn you about some kind of impending doom when it comes to some kind of home life, because I have the 10 of Cups reversed and I have the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So both the two happy home, happy family cards are both reversed. And I also do have a Empress card in reverse when I try to clarify this 3 of Cups, because it's been a while since I've actually gotten 3 of Cups and read it in the manner of infidelity. It was kind of tripping me up here. Why there was all of a sudden a happy card next to all of this sorrow. And the Empress in reverse, this is someone being thrown off of her throne. So I am seeing Murmur is warning you. I'm trying to blame it on Murmur, not me. They are warning you about some kind of impending infidelity if it hasn't already come to your attention. The issue with this, mind you, that infidelity is always an issue, but the issue with this, with that Empress card being in reverse, and I was picking up something here about movement. I can't remember where I saw it, but I did see it somewhere clairvoyantly. It appears as though you're going to, and I also am seeing kind of kids for some of you guys. It appears as though you're going to pack up and leave. Let me double check something. Sorry. I just said, let me double check something. I split the deck. I got the Fool card in reverse. So yes. Unfortunately, I am seeing leaving, movement, and not of a happy kind, with the Fool card being reversed. Going on a new adventure, going your own direction, getting your own home or own apartment. With the kids, I do see some of you guys do indeed have kids. This is not going to be a happy time of your life. I did split the deck and get the 5 of Swords card. So definitely someone did something they weren't supposed to do, and I can't make this up. I got the 5 of Swords card in reverse. So you're trying to rectify some kind of wrong or deceit or something like that someone did, but it's right next to the Emperor. So here we have the Emperor next to the 5 of Swords, and don't forget we have the Empress in reverse. This can't be any clearer than this. I know you can't really see the cards, but trust me, they're here. So this is a forewarning. This is just a forewarning. There's nothing much else I can tell you about this. If you're not in a relationship, let me see if I'm seeing anything else. I am seeing sudden movement, a calamity that causes you to have to move homes. Is there anything else other than romantic relationship here, marriage? No. Got Knight of Cups. Judgment. No, I'm not seeing anything else other than love. Judgment card. It's like it's calling the universe, or whatever you would want to call it. It's like kind of calling an end to this situation, this partnership. Yeah. See if I can see anything else. Chariot. Definitely movement, rather sudden, abrupt, and mass movement. I'm telling you, moving all of your stuff, packing and moving all your stuff. Knight of Pentacles, again, movement with stuff, physical stuff. Luckily, a new apartment, something like that, a new job for some of you guys may come with that Knight of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Is this a home? What is this? Is this a job? King of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Swords. Okay. Yeah, so most of the people I'm tuning into here, most of your financial security is actually coming from your husband. So with the King of Pentacles in reverse, that's going to end. And with this Queen of Swords, because of what you're going to find out, you're going to be distraught, but it's also going to be a little bit of a nightmare trying to get any kind of further financial support when you do decide to pack up all your stuff and leave. Justice, again, reversed. I'm seeing some kind, it could be legal battles, some kind of like a fight for maybe property, or a fight for something, trying to get some kind of justice, but it being reversed, it's not really working out too well in your favor. But luckily we do have these two pentacle cards here, so you're definitely going to get some kind of apartment or some kind of shelter. And I do see like a job coming. I do see a job coming eventually for you guys, for those of you who are currently unemployed, or if for those of you, some of you guys who, the people I'm tuning into very specifically, are at work part-time already. So you may be able to get more hours at your job if you go to your boss and explain, listen, I had to leave home. I now have all these bills that I need to pay on my own. I need more hours. Yes, Queen of Wands, you guys are going to be able to get the hours that you need. That's confirmation for that. Specifically the people who already work part-time, I'm seeing that happening for you. The rest of you guys, you will be able to get on some kind of financial assistance, and then you'll be able to get a job. So yeah, that is a forewarning from Murmur. So those are your messages. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So the demon you got was Niberius, and the card is called the Untarnished. And the message is, you will be seen in a good light when gossips try to ruin your reputation. Do not worry about loose talk. So here's the thing. This is obviously like a kind of card with a general message on it. Unfortunately for you guys, the untarnished part is not aligned. It's not correct. Tarnished is correct. And I'm seeing for, what am I picking up? 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know, what is that? It feels like 40% of you guys, this has something to do with your career, your job, or your business. 30% of you guys, this is like your marriage or some kind of romantic partnership. The other 30%, if I calculated that correctly, it's friendships or family or some other miscellaneous stuff. So basically you guys did something. I'm not going to tell you what you did. You know what you did. For those of you where this has something to do with business, with this, this is like a very beautiful visual here, where we have information with this Ace of Swords coming down, and then information going right back up or going right back in the opposite direction like a boomerang. So if you guys were gossiping about someone, either gossiping about a friend, gossiping about a boss, a coworker, or whatnot, that information, those words, that the gossip has already or will indeed get back to that person's ear, the victim's ear, and they will not be too pleased about it. So something that you said has already or will make it to back to the person who you were talking about. Some of you guys, you told someone that you were going to do something, or you had a bright idea to do something under the covers, both literally for the romantic group, I'll get to you, but figuratively for the career group. You had some kind of bright idea to like do something under the table. That's the idiom, under the table. That backfired in some way. So some of you guys, I am seeing like some kind of business where you decide, okay, I'm going to like maybe take some kind of money under the table instead of like charging the customer on the debit or credit card or something like that, because the boss wasn't here, he or she wouldn't have seen it, but the boss is going to find out somehow. So either like there are cameras and they're going to view it and see the transaction, or like the customer is going to come back on one of your days off and say something, and the boss is going to figure out that the customer got some kind of service or goods and they didn't get a proper receipt, or they're not in the system or something kind of like that. Somehow it's going to make its way back to the boss, that kind of under the table transaction that you did. And some of you guys were thinking about, or were proclaiming to coworkers, I'm going to find another job because this boss is pissing me off. Well, the boss heard about it, and you're most likely going to get, in fact, you are going to get fired. I put the deck, I got the Knight of Wands reversed. You're going to get the boot, and you're most definitely going to, if you were bluffing, you're definitely going to have to find a new job. So I do see most of you guys getting fired. In fact, I did ask to clarify. I asked if this is about a job or business, what is the outcome? And I asked, would they be able to keep their job? I got the Seven of Swords and the Hierophant in reverse. So that is a very clear no. Very, very clear. Now, the romantic people, the people here who are like in the romantic subgroup, are most likely the husbands of the people from Pile 2. So this is some kind of like family affair in this reading. But basically your infidelity is going to get found out by your wife, and she is going to leave you. Now, will you get to keep the marriage or remain in the relationship? I asked something along those lines, and I got these kind of precarious kind of combination here. Wheel of Fortune reversed, and the Four of Wands. Now, underneath the deck, I do want to point out that I had the Nine of Swords. So some of you guys, of course, this is a general reading. Here's the Nine of Swords. I know you can't really see the cards, but trust me, that's the Nine of Swords. So some of you guys, the wife is going to stay, but she's only going to stay because her hands are tied when it comes to leaving, or she feels that they're tied when it comes to leaving. But when I tell you with the Nine of Swords underneath the deck that your home is going to be miserable, it will indeed be a miserable abode. Others of you, most definitely she's going to leave, but you're going to be able to keep the house. So yourself are not going to have to physically leave. You're going to keep the house with this Four of Wands here. But the movement, she's going to pack up and leave. Others of you guys, I'm seeing something here where it's like one person moves out and another person moves in, again with this Four of Wands, happy like celebration of a new home type of thing. And it's funny because this is kind of in alignment with Pile 2, where I told them that the Empress was in reverse and they're being kicked off of their throne. So I am seeing a replacement for your girlfriend slash wife who is coming in. You can obviously switch genders if you like, but specifically the people I'm tuning into, these are the genders that I am seeing. So I'm going to keep speaking in this manner. Yeah, they're going to come in. For some of you guys, they're going to come in, the person you were having an affair with, and they're going to move in with you after your wife moves out, and you're going to have kind of like a new home type of deal. So basically, again, for the business side of you guys, you're going to have to start looking for a new job pronto. For the romantic part of you guys, I really am not seeing that any of you guys are going to have to start looking for a new home. Mind you, this is a general reading, so you could be part of that like 2% that I'm not seeing, who will have to indeed move out. But most of you guys I'm seeing, you won't have to move out. It's the person you cheat on who's going to have to do the movement. So you'll be fine in that regard. But if the wife is staying with you, your life will be miserable. She is not going to forgive you. She's just going to feel like she cannot leave. So let me see if I'm seeing anything else. Oh, and also the subgroup for you guys where this is some kind of miscellaneous thing, nothing to do with business, job, or romance. There's going to be some kind of movement with regards to it. And I did pull the Chariot, so major movement for you guys. And for those of you guys where this has something to do with gossip about a friend, the friend's going to find out. And let's see if you're going to be able to keep the friendship. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's weird. You're going to be your friends. If for those of you where it's a friend where you're gossiping about a friend, yeah, you're still going to be friends with that person. So you'll be fine. Maybe for the small group of you guys where it was a gossip about a friend, it wasn't that serious, or after like, or maybe it was something that was true and they decided, I'm actually seeing for some of you guys what it was, but I'm not going to say it. But you said something about their parents, and after they get over the shock that you would actually say that about them behind their back, they're going to realize for some of you guys that, oh, you know, this is actually right. Like they're not wrong. So it's actually going to give them the motivation that they need to make that change. Let me double check. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Yes. So for some of you guys, when it has to do with gossip about a friend's appearance, that's going to make its way back to them. They're going to be pissed at first, but they're going to use as motivation to actually get it fixed or do something about whatever it was you were talking about, because it wasn't incorrect. It was just tasteless. So let me see if I'm seeing any final messages from Nibirius. These aren't from me, so don't blame me. If you want to get mad at someone, get mad at Nibirius for calling you out. Wands. Lots of newness here. Movement and newness. Again, a knight, more movement. Information, energy. What is this? Movement of options. Some of you guys are going to be like backed into a corner when it comes to options. Some of you guys are definitely going to be backed into a corner when it comes to options. Especially when it has to do with a female or feminine taking money. It's like you're going to have to give up some money in order for this feminine to go away. But yeah, none of your options are going to be, yeah, with that Two of Swords in reverse underneath the deck, it's like your choices are you're not going to have very good choices. With these two cards here, I'm picking up something like, you can kind of, okay, with these two cards here, I'm picking up like something is coming back to the untarnished part. How you handle this situation, like how you handle yourself, what you specifically say might save some of your reputation. Some. Most of it is going to be tarnished, but for a good chunk of you guys with these two cards, I'm picking up like something like the way that you say things, or the types of details that you give, or the types of rebuttals that you give, or the types of like some kind of information that you offer up, or you know, could save part of your reputation. Like for example, if like you're getting fired because you did a deal underneath the table, you can and you're getting fired by, say, your supervisor's boss, then you can like use that moment to be like, yes, I understand that I'm being fired, but I just want to say that the supervisor is not a good supervisor because X, Y, and Z and whatever. And you're not going to be wrong about those things. So while you're still in the wrong and you're still going to leave, you're going to be able to leave by saying like, listen, yeah, what I did was wrong, but there's like this whole company has an issue. For some of you guys, not all of you guys, but some of you guys are going to be able to say like, there's some like kind of issue here that needs to be addressed. It might also pertain to those of you guys where it's a romantic relationship. You're going to be able to say, you know, there's this issue that has not been addressed in our relationship, or something like that, and is going to facilitate you, or is going to help you like be able to keep some of your reputation intact. Again, a lot of movement, a lot of messages flying your way. Be aware you may get a bunch of text messages from like people who find out after the fact, like trying to get your side of the story, like what happened, what's going on, what is this I hear, that X, Y, and Z, and that sort of stuff. So you're going to have to be answering a lot of questions. Yes, and that could also be in alignment with that Knight of Swords, you having to answer a lot of questions. So prepare your responses. I just split the deck, got the Queen of Pentacles again in reverse. I do see all of you guys are going to lose money in some way. Those of you where it's a job, of course, you're going to lose money because you're going to lose the jobs. Others, you guys where it's a romantic partner, I do see like some kind of large possession, physical possession, or money being taken away by the romantic partner when they depart. Okay, so those are messages from Nibirius. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading.